Howdy, howdy, howdy. Welcome back to another episode of Canadian Guy Making Stuff, and you guys following along or watching and just hanging out. Start off with a race between the chickens. No, I'm just kidding. We won't do that. Today we're going to make something special. Our game's been reviewed by Scapegote recently. He's done some really good reviews on it. So in honor of that, in our animal series, we are going to make a goat. Not for any purpose really, but we're just going to make a goat and see how good we can do. Hopefully it'll be pretty cool, but let's find out. Alright, so let's get started. Now, as you know, goats pretty much got like a doggy shape, pretty much. You may disagree with that, but that's how I see it. So let's start with our awesome cube that we always use. Don't question this. This is going to work. This always works. And we'll put some... Let's do it a little more high this time. We don't even use this many usually, but we're gonna this time. This is a special one. This goat's got to have the right humps. I guess we got to change its shape first. Let's undo this, undo that. Okay. Let's make it much bigger. So flip out at it, flip it here, but we had to set our bevel lines first, and then we'll have to rebend it. Let's see, a bunny's that big, so we can go much bigger, I'd say. Alright. Bunny's that big, okay. Let's bevel it, and then we'll make some more shape. Maybe we'll make a bit of shape first, actually. Just stretch it a bit this way. Something like that, maybe a bit like that, because that's kind of more of a body shape. And we'll flip, Control B. We might have to make it over again later for other things, but I think it'll be fine for now. Now just make sure that everything looks okay and there's no breaks or anything like that in your shape, so it'll be okay for texturing. Okay. You can always subdivide too to get more even breaks and all that for texturing. But we're not going to bother with that right now. Shift D. Okay. I guess we're doing it this way. For some reason I started building it this way. That's probably fine maybe. I'll go S a little bit. Around the thickness of a neck. Goat's got, what, pretty thin necks maybe? I don't know. No goat expert. Shift D in case we need the shape again. I think they got a pretty long horsey type face, but again I could be mistaken. We'll see. We'll make it look like a goat one way or another. Or something we're going to call our goat anyways. And that's the thing about art too, is I will always do things like, I see it as an art project, and sometimes it goes right. Sometimes it doesn't go exactly how you wanted it to. But that's the beauty of a painting and the disappointment of blenders. You could just paint over it. I guess you could just erase it and start over here, but you get the point. Alright, we're gonna make this more... Let's make a head shape. No. Sorry, I'm a little confused what I want to do here. Maybe bump that up here, shrink it, something like that. Somewhere like that. Maybe a little thicker. Just the one way. Okay, something like that. Click off of those. Maybe we want to grab some of these ends. And we'll just follow this circle around here. See if we can just shrink this just a hair. Hard to get the right point there. And once you've got the outside, you should be able to just kind of zip around and fill in the inside with Control and left click. Okay. Alright. So maybe we'll just shrink this a little bit. Oh no, it didn't really affect. We might have to grab a couple more. Let's keep going. Oops. Undo if you misclick, and make sure you hold shift when you're grabbing the next one. And then Control. And then shift. And Control. I guess we can keep controlling around now. And just making sure I'm still on course. Alright. Keep going too a little bit farther. Yeah. So what I was trying to do is make a snout come down a little bit, but just wanted it not too far. So maybe we'll take one more and hopefully that does it. Sorry about the amount of time this has taken to solve this. Yeah, something like that anyways. Something like that. I think that'll do it. Give us the shape we want. Alright, so we're going to have to make a new shape because we didn't start off with a very even shape. Let's get out of edit mode first. Tab, make another square. Let's drag it up. S it out. Way bigger, like that. And edit mode, Control B, just make it as perfectly even as you possibly can. Okay, something like that. How does your head go, Mr. Goatee? Let's do that, maybe. Do that, maybe. I think it's a bit more skinny than it is. Maybe something like that. I'm not exactly sure, but we'll go with this. Let's see what we're looking at here. That's definitely too long. Kind of looks like a dog. Maybe we can make this work. Our dog goat will work out, I'm sure. You might want to bevel these shapes out. Not bevel, sorry. Bool the shapes out. And then it'll just make the edges around here a little more crisp. But you're going to have to make sure to attach them just right. I think this will be fine for our example, and I'm not going to bother. Oops. What did I just do there? Shift D this. S it. If you do anything by mistake, just go ahead and undo it. All the time I click something by mistake because I'm always just kind of going crazy trying to build real fast. Something like this, okay? Where goats' eyes are on their sides, I believe, kind of like that. They're more narrow like a human's eyes. Alright. Ooh, that might have been the wrong way to go. Just messing around trying to get around the right shapes. Probably something like this. And then we're going to turn it on an angle, but first we're going to have to copy it. So let's go up here and then we'll Shift D it. And we'll use math to put it on the other side for us, hopefully. Perfect. And then we just need to figure out one angle. So probably like 15. Nope, wrong one. We'll just mess about until we figure this out. That's wrong. So it's got to be the last one anyways. And that's why I like to keep all the axes starting on the right spot. It just makes it a little easier to sort it out. I think I got it there. Let's try 30. Yeah, that's the right one. So the other one's probably going to be like minus 30 or something like that. You might have to just adjust it like so, for it's sticking out more. So we'll do minus 30 over here. Okay. And again, keep the axes all lined up, and this should be nice and easy for you to do. Alright. So, I know they got a pretty long neck, so I'm going to say the neck's about the right size. Maybe a little longer. Maybe the head just a little more narrower, but maybe we'll add some more parts where we're able to tell a bit better too. That might be about right. It's so hard to tell. Okay, I don't know. Alright, let's just keep going. We'll figure it out as we go. That's my thinking noise. Let's take this, go 0. Let's go 0 here. And that should put us exactly in line with his nose. Okay. And again, I don't know goat's noses very well, but I assume it's something like this. That's how a dog's nose would be. Goat's probably pretty close. They're probably brothers or something, I don't know. You let me know in the comments. Are dogs and goats brothers, in fact? I don't know. Alright, let's do some more goaty things. Wait, let's... Nah, let's not give him color yet. Yeah, let's not give him color yet. That'd be silly. Let's guess out a goat's ear shape, better yet. Shift A. We'll make our best friend Mr. QB. And yes, it's necessary to make a new cube this time because we're going to make it different. Oh yeah, you're probably thinking, Mr. Lowfish, you know you're a doggy sheep friend shapes there. And I do, clearly. Let's just make this much bigger. No, let's not thin it out yet. Let's shape it now. Because if we shape it first, it's going to make it different. And we don't want that. So what do we want, though? I think we just want to grab two edges, but I could be mistaken. Let's try this and see what happens. And Control B when you're ready. Alright. Looks pretty ear shape-ish. Now we'll shape it a little more like the ear that we want. Something like that. I think goat's ears are kind of like that. It could be mistaken. Watch. I hope Scapegoat doesn't watch us and go, you know, make a goat and make it look all silly. No, I'm trying here, man. I'm really trying. Sometimes it just doesn't work out. No, this looks pretty good, I think. We just need to do some work on it. Let's thin this. You know what? I think that'd make a good horn shape. Let's copy that. We'll see what we can do with that after. It might be his horns too. We'll see. He's a goat. Goats have horns, I believe. Okay, something like that. Probably want the front to be pretty flat, but we could probably bevel down the back if we want. I'm gonna mess the texture up a little bit. We could subdivide, or we can just color it one single color. It'll probably be fine. Something like that. And it's at least a little round on the back. Okay. Pretty good. And then we're going to take the ear shape, and we're going to Shift D it again, now that we've rounded it. Bump her forward. Move her in like about there. And we will bool out of it. And we'll have our shape. I probably see a little bit better in this view here. And hopefully that's what you're after. It works for me. I might make it a little bit thinner now. Something like that. Something like that. It looks pretty good. Kind of looks like a deer. What can we do to make it more goaty? Let's see. Oh, that's what it is. I think their ears are on a different angle usually. Let's first figure out how to do this the reverse. Nope. There we go. And then we add a minus here maybe. Okay, perfect. So it looks like it's just sticking out a bit there. So do this on both sides and just tuck it in just a little bit. Now let's figure out an angle that would move it straight up. And you can check and see what the angle is. But I usually just guess at it, but that's probably better to do it this way. I guess it's minus. Let's do minus 20. Looks pretty good to me. What is it, the middle one? Minus 20, so it's either going to be 100 or 160. Oops, so I'll just put 200. Nope. Oh, what would it be? 200. That's what it would be. That's why I tried to put in 200. Okay, right. So you're going to have to move it up a little bit. You probably don't want them to be exactly in the same spot. We'll give it a really symmetrical look and everything, but it's almost robotic. You probably want a little personality in it. So just find the right spot for you. Make sure they look good, and we'll see if we can make this guy into a horn. Hopefully we can, and we'll start by hitting 90 there. Nope, that's definitely wrong. 0. Gotta stand it up if we can, so it's not that, it's minus 90. Right. Let's bump it over on one side. Move it up a bit and see if we can make this a horn now. We'll go into edit mode. Grab all edges, grab this, and then control. See how it grabbed it all the way around? Grab this edge, grab control. Okay, we got both edges now. Control B. Until you almost meet in the middle. And it's looking pretty good, I think. Just thinking. Kind of looks like a ween. Maybe we'll stretch it out a bit. Don't want it to look like a ween. So we'll S it. A little smaller there, I think. Make the point a little pointier. And let's lean it back. Let's figure out how we do that. I think blue one. So probably be what, minus 100? Did that go the wrong way? It did. I thought I could have swore it went that way. Nope. That's interesting. So maybe just grab that, just do this. It's going to change it all for us, apparently. Apparently it has to be at a super weird angle for that to work. So we'll just plop that in there. Get it as good as you can. Where you're happy with it, Shift D it. We'll add the minus, which should pop it up on the other side. Okay, perfect. You want a little skinnier, you want them a little thicker, you do you. Okay, like always. Okay, so what else would we want to do to this guy? He's got to have a mouth. Let's do his mouth, and then we'll start coloring them and putting them together, for we can kind of get our look together more. Let's see what else we're missing. Just gonna take a cube. This time we're not gonna round it though. We could round it actually. Let's make it much bigger. But let's not round it, eh? Let's just keep it simple this time. We're gonna do that. We're just gonna do that, okay? Let go of it with right click. Now, I'm gonna shrink this down to almost there, and then we're just gonna go like this. For we make sure we make it through his mouth. Maybe a little smaller, up to you, okay? Now, we're gonna grab that face. We're gonna grab that face, okay? Gonna shrink them just a little bit. And we're gonna grab them, and we're gonna just take it up. Since we're making a tribute to Scapegoat, we're gonna make our goat always smile, because Scapegoat seems to always be having fun. So our goat will also be having fun. Kind of looks like an upside down mustache. Should we give him a mustache, guys? Kind of feeling like we should. Probably wouldn't make sense, so I won't, but it would be fun. Alright, so I just shrank the backside to kind of make it look like it funnels a bit into his mouth. You decide how far you want to go in when you're happy. If you need it a little wider, go ahead. If you need it, whatever you need to do. I think this is going to be good for our look. It might go a little thinner. Like that. It'll go a little farther in. We'll bool it out, and since we haven't attached anything, we'll have no issues. Be perfect. Look, our little Scapegoat is now smiling. Right. Perfect. Good job, guys. Maybe I'm going to make his snout just a little smaller. Like that. I think it's like that more. As we start shaping them more pieces together, it should make more sense what we need to do just to make them look more like what we're trying to go for, right? So let's do Shift A again, and because we're geniuses, we'll use our genius cube again. The only important shape ever made. Yeah, people are gonna get annoyed with that. My wife's just laughing at me. She's like, "Oh God, you're just messing with people here." All right, let's make this better, because that's what we do. Let's give this a little shape like that. Okay, let's also, we're going to give this goat a little goatee. That's what we're making. But we're going to be super clever on how we do it, because we're really smart like that. I'll lean it back, because that's cool, dude. Something like that. Let's move it up and see what we got, and if we got to change the shape at all. Okay. Bloop it into his face. Bloop. A little smaller. Something like that, right? Make sure you're not getting into his mouth now. And then Shift-D. Okay. And we're going to be super clever and reuse our goat-shaped beard. Our goatee, if you will. Right? Okay. And as it goes towards the top, it's going to get smaller. So we're just going to make this one a little bit smaller. Like so. Okay. And we got a little bit of a wedge shape. Perfect. Shift-D. And scoot it on over. Gonna move that one down a little bit. Just trying to give him some kind of personality. We'll Shift-D that. Drag the same one over there. Okay. Try to get about the same gaps. Something like that. Maybe you want them a little thinner. Maybe you're happy with this. I'm gonna go with this and see what we got. Sometimes you gotta mess with it until you get the right look, right? Could round that all a little, but I think I like the sharp look to it. I'm doing low poly, so okay. Yeah, I really like that. Might make it a bit skinnier, but other than that, I think I really like it. I think it looks pretty cool. Hopefully you guys agree. If you don't, do something different. Do you. Do what makes sense to you. But I really like it. I think it looks pretty cool. And hopefully, if Scapegoat's fans see this, and we'll find out what he thinks, if he thinks it's pretty cool or not. Hopefully he's alright with it. He seems to have a good sense of humor. Right. So, yeah, looking pretty good, I'd say. What would our next steps be? I guess we'll just join his head first of all, for we can move it if we need to, do anything we need to. Else, probably color it at that point. So you want to grab everything except for his actual head. His head being last, we'll Control J. Now we got a scapegoat's head, guys. Check it out. Alright, perfect. I don't know if we want our final control point to be his head, but we're going to do it for now. Okay, so now he moves by his head. Looking pretty good. Maybe we'll do some coloring just to help us with the look, guys. Just might help everything. We'll understand what we need to do. Oh, I really cut that in a bad spot, didn't I? Alright, that's fine. Sometimes art's like that. Art is hard. So we're just going to hit plus, new. The first color is going to do the whole animal, so let's just do them like silvery, kind of blacky gray color, smoky kind of color. And we're going to have to click this up here to be able to see that. So that's going to be our overall color. If you're alright with it, go ahead. If you need to change it a little bit. What did I do here? Hang on a second. Let's undo that. I must have done something messed up. Yeah, let's try that again. New. That's better. Okay, we'll do a second one. We'll do new, and this is going to be inside of his mouth, so we're going to do like a reddy, pinky. Oh, this color's probably fine. That's a mouthy color, right? Doesn't have to be perfect. We're just giving an example for we can kind of look at it and be like, okay, it needs this, it needs that. It's going to help us be able to tell what it needs. So that should be the rest of the mouth. Got it. So he's got a pink mouth now. Perfect. Okay. Let's do a few things white. Let's do his beard white. Let's do his eyes white. Is that first mother? Oh, that's that first. Okay, yeah. That's fine. That's fine. Well, L over here, L over here, L over here. Plus new. And we should just be able to assign it, I believe. Okay. So those actually will be white, and you see it's starting to get the look we want. So let's do his nose next. Click off everything, do L over his nose, push new, and we're gonna make a black nose. A little black little cutie nose there. Alright, so his ears are gonna be pretty difficult, it looks like. Hopefully it's not too much of a battle. Yeah. So you get to decide how many rings you want to do in here. Make sure on faces. Click one. Follow. Oh, should follow it around. If you just hit Control. Okay. And just keep lighting them up. And if you make a mistake, it's easy enough. Just go back up to Edit at the top, and then just edit it. Okay. We'll make a new color for that. Unless we have one. Maybe we could use the same as the mouth, I guess, but maybe we'll do a different one. That way, if you want to assign it its single color later, you'll still have that option because it'll have its own slot. So we'll do a different pink in there. Hot pink ears. Just for the example, guys, again, doesn't really make a difference. You're going to change it once you get your game, right? The only thing that's gonna make a difference is we're gonna have to count the rings and make sure we get the right amount for they're even on both sides. I think we're on the third ring out, but I might have to go check. 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3. Yeah, I think we got it. Another way to do that is we could have deleted this here after we colored this one, copied it, and moved it all over, but we won't bother doing that. Then we'll click off everything. We'll L over the horn, L over the horn. We're gonna hit this, then new. I'm going to make this yellow. Make it any color you want because it really doesn't matter. But I'm just going to try to get like a horn yellow color. Just for the look, for it helps us kind of move forward. Even though I made his ears hot pink, for some reason this matters. Okay, we could do his eyeballs. Let's go in here, maybe pick a spot. You have to decide if you want to do 1, if you want to do 4. I'm going to do 1. I'm going to try to grab it on the same one on either side. Just trying to compare here. I think I got the wrong one. I think it's that one. Okay, I think that's correct. You take more time. Make sure, okay. Looking pretty good though, I think. Maybe you want his eyeballs bigger. But what we can do also, just to add to the look of this guy, is grab back here, grab, which one would it be? Let's follow that line around. Okay, grab the one above it, grab back this way, and all the way up. Okay, and it's up to you if you want to do this, but we're just going to give him a little more personality, basically. Sometimes when you don't want to use all your resources on that stuff, it's just an easy way to add some character to your guy without having to do too much to him. So just trying to get these last little ones there. I think we got them all. And maybe we'd make him the same color as our goat. So we'd do that and assign it. Something like that. Okay, and now you can see he's not so happy to be here, is he? I really like that. I'm gonna do it on both sides. He looks pretty good like that, I'd say. Alright, let's keep doing this, get it all done. You get the idea. Just keep using Control left click to grab all the gaps. If you get out of place, unclick, and you might have stretched the gap too far. Sometimes when you do that, it'll choose the wrong path. Most of the time it's fine though. I might have missed a few. I'm just trying to go quick for the example for you guys though. So let's assign those eyes, and there we go. He looks pretty goaty to me. Hopefully you guys agree. But you're gonna have to decide. Queen likes it, so I like it. We'll do some legs, we'll do a tail, and we'll be done with this feller. And since I already joined everything, it kind of looks like he has beaver teeth going on there, but you know what? I like the look. I'm going to keep it. I think he's going to work. We'll make new legs, I suppose, because we're clever like that. Clever people make new legs. I don't know. Just go with it. Let's not adjust it in that mode. We're just going to make it a little longer this way. We're just going to grab that face and make it a little smaller down here like that. Okay. Hopefully the shape will make what we need, but we may have to make it over. Hopefully not, though. Sure. No, let's not do that. Let's just grab this. Let's go to edges, and we'll leave the top and bottom. No. Let's leave the... Sorry, I'm trying to decide what we're going to need. Let's round the top too, but leave that one edge. See what we get. Something like that, I think, because we want a flat edge to connect to them. Yeah, and we're going to have to make the next piece, I think, but that's fine. It's not a big deal. So, something like that. Let's move them over here, and before we move it too much, let's just go ahead and Shift D, and we'll make one for the back. We'll do them both, and then we'll copy it to their side. Hopefully it'll work. Should work. It's just have to flip it around, obviously. So, obviously that's not quite a goat shape. I don't know where the legs are on their body. I want to say pretty low. Our friend Scapegoat can let us know in the comments, maybe, where exactly his legs start and stop. Nothing like that anyways, you get the idea. Let's do, you know what, let's just delete this guy. We'll copy that again, for we know it is absolutely perfectly the same side to side as the other one. Okay? Let's just be a good starting point, right? Kind of like that. You might want to bool it out. You might want to move it out a bit. Do you. We're just going to do some basic shape to a goat's leg, which I don't really know how his goat's legs go. They're probably the same as dogs, which would be oh, don't worry, I know my goats and dog legs big time, bud. Something like this. Hopefully that's right. And I think these ones would be sorry, I'm frozen in time here, no big deal. Let's do -15. Does that look better? Yeah, I think that's better. I think that's how their legs go. If not, you can do it the way the goat's legs really go and just ignore me. We'll do that. Alright, like a rocking horse, I guess. Hopefully that works. I don't know. Let's do another piece. We're going to have to make a new piece because that one's flat on the one side up there. So, Shift D. Sorry, that's wrong. Undo that. Shift A. Okay. S. Make it big. Bring it over. Take down. Okay. And let's just quickly think about this because we should be able to use it for all the legs if we do it correctly. Guess we want it to be rounded on the top and flat on the bottom and rounded on the sides. Okay, that's easy enough. Let's grab all our edges on the top. Just always think about it before you do it a little bit. You might have to make it over, but no big deal. Okay, alright, so I'm going to do that. Control B. Something like this. For his limbs nice and round at the top. Hopefully it'll make it easy for connection, but I'm not really sure. And we'll shrink it down to around the same size. Make it a little longer. Maybe make it get a bit thinner at the bottom. Let's grab faces. Something like this though. And I do not know goat's feet again. I think they got a hoof, but we're going to have to just kind of guess at that. And if you know better, or if you want to go ahead and Google it, that's fine. We're just going to go for the look. sure you got enough here, you can make your goat, no problem. I think that's good, something like that. It's a little bit of a connection, a flaw there, but I don't think it's going to be a big enough deal to make a difference. Looks pretty good. If you want, you can match it up a bit better for it's less obvious. Maybe cover some hair there or something like that. But that's what I do. And it goes flat to the ground at that point anyways. Just Shift D that. Just do the same at the back. And you can see when it's all the way in. It looks pretty good, I think. Okay. So we'll go ahead and do a yeah, let's do a just trying to think again. Alright. I got it. Let's Shift D that in case we need to take a shape out of it, because I don't exactly know what I'm going to do, but I have an idea of what I'm going to do. And that's scary every time I say that. Here, follow this tutorial where I don't know what I'm doing. No, it's fine. This is art, guys. We're going to have to put a cut in here because we're going to have to make a steep angle. If we don't put a cut in there, it's going to cause more issues. So we'll do that. And then we'll grab there, and there. And we'll Control B, and we won't go past that middle point because that's going to cause more issues. Something like that. And we'll shrink it. Something like that. And then we will take this. Well, actually around there. And Control for it wraps around. Just make sure you got the same amount. You're on the same one. And we're just going to lower that a bit. Maybe grab the next one too. I'd have to do it a little bit different. Find what looks good, but it's just their toes kind of narrowed down. Do a bit. And then do less. Then do less. Anyways, you get the idea. I'll stop there. You get the idea of what I'm going for. Make them maybe a little bit more narrow. Make them maybe a little bit more thin. And then go for the attach. Now you're going to want to do a little bit better job on the leg connections by just like hiding the textures, by like making them match up more, stuff like that. But just give me a good example of how to do it quick. Could also split them and, oh, you know what, that might be a better way to do this. Let's try that in a second. Okay, let's do this. We're going to set our foot down here at the same spot, right? See if this works out. Sorry if it doesn't, but I think it will. Oh, I see. So we're going to box grab these all the way here. Box grab those ones. Same with here. Oops. Oh, I'm on edges, that's why. I'm sorry, guys. Got some of the ones I don't want. Okay, that should be right. So I'm just going to go ahead and delete those faces. I might do the next row too. They're kind of chipped up and different. What I'm going to do is make an attachment from these to that. But we got to be able to grab both edges on the full edge. Oh boy, I missed a piece of that. So, just for a second, let's just move this back like this. Is it on an angle now? No. Should be fine. Going to go to this mode, and then we're going to push L over it, and then we're going to push P selection. Okay, we go back out of edit mode. It's its own thing, and we can just delete it. Just makes it a bit easier than trying to grab all the faces and everything. Got enough going on at this point, I imagine. So maybe I'll adjust this one just a little bit to make them make a bit more sense like that. Hopefully that's gonna work. Now, there's a slow, painful way to do this. Something like that. And we'll go into edit mode on both of them. And then we should be able to, if we can figure out some of these faces, not faces, sorry, edges. Grab this, and like that. And it did not work. See, that might not be the way. Alright, let's undo our mistake there. Okay, let's try this one other way, and then I'll try, I'll just do it the quickest way possible if that doesn't work. Let's grab this face, and let's just hit E. And we're just going to kind of start straightening it out. Maybe we'll roll it to a 10. Then we're going to go E. Excuse me. E. And then we're going to roll it to a 5, maybe. Oh, we're just moving the whole thing. Oh, that's okay, I think. Looks pretty good, actually. Maybe we'll just do that. Looks better. Think. Something like that. I don't know, it looks better than the other leg, I'm going to say, so I'm just going to get rid of the other one. Sorry, guys. Alright, let's move both these up, because that looks like about the right length of the leg. And we'll do something like that. Okay, it doesn't have to be perfect, just got to look pretty good for your game. That's a little bit weird, but I'm going to take it. I think I like it. So I'm going to copy that. Oh no, let's not. Let's Shift D this. Zip this over. Put it in the body. Move this back. Okay. Should be good. And we'll join to the leg. Join to the leg. I think I did them the opposite, but don't matter. Shift D. Okay. And we'll do our minus. Alright. And Shift D. Do our minus. Alright. When you put a skeleton in there, all you gotta do is match the skeleton up to the shape of your animal, and you should be good. You may have to move the legs around a little bit, but I think you get the idea. And I'll leave that actually. Let's just do his tail, but first we'll attach his legs. Okay. And when we do, we're gonna color his feet black. So that one, okay, looking good. Alright, I think it's pretty good minus a tail. So, I'm just going to bump his legs back just a hair. They look a little close together. Hopefully that looks better. Let's go back. We have a square here that I was going to use for something else, but I forget what, and we don't need anything else, so let's just use it. Alright, and here we go. And we're going to just do one flat edge, I think. So let's take it into edit mode. Nope, edges. Grab everything but the back edge. Okay. Make sure you got them all. Looks like I got them all. You'll be able to tell. Actually, before we do that, let's grab this one face. I'm sorry about that, but let's make it kind of come to a little point. Hopefully this works. So maybe you do that, switch to edges, and then just grab the 4 edges. Make sure you hit shift when you grab them, control B. Find something that works, like that. And I don't know what a goat's tail looks like, but I'm just gonna get my cute little tail. Aw, a little cute little tail there, bud. Kinda looks like a turd popping out his butt, but I think you get the idea. We'll put it on an angle for it really looks like a turd popping out his butt. 15? No. And we'll probably call it a wrap after that, I imagine. I think we are pretty good on the goat. You guys can let me know if you disagree or if you think there's a better way to do it, or if this works in your project and you're happy, let me know. Make sure you like, make sure you subscribe, make sure you, I don't know if you thumbs up things anymore or what that happens there. But do those things. Whatever happens, do it. I'm going to join this. Let's color his tail a little bit different, maybe. We can go L, but then we can pick some faces. And we'll just maybe not color these ones, something like that. Give him a little pattern in his tail to make him look cuter. Let's see, what do we got on the other side? I think that. Something like that. And we'll go down to coloring and we'll make that black. Look good? Hopefully. Hopefully you're happy, hopefully you had a good time, and maybe you'll see this in a game sometime or something. Shout out to Bone Nugget, and shout out to Scapegote, and a few other people. Family Full Family, I think his name is, also did a review on us. Thank you guys for your time and looking at our game. We really appreciate it, and hopefully in the future, if we do decide to use this guy, maybe we can get one of these guys to voice act him. That might be something we can do together, and that would make things really interesting. Tell me what you think in the comments, guys, and we'll talk next time.